Yeah, but that's there. Oh, that's their laptop.
If you could send, is it PowerPoint?
It's a PowerPoint.
Send it to a laptop and we stand in the middle of the aisle and you could read. We could, everybody gather close.
そうそうそうそうそう、ズームでそういうことだそうです。
There was something when they were cleaning and dusting and stuff. I wonder if
2件の教会やってますから、それで来週交換する。昔はもうちょっと行ったんだけど、最近はね、日系人は一般的に1200名だけど、昔は6000まで行ったんだけど、子供育って他のところに出て行ってるんだそうです。農業の関係は多かったです。
Computer tech savvy people that could help.
We apologize for the delay. We're trying to set up our guest speaker, and if anybody is willing to come up and help try to problem solve the projector issue so we can have the PowerPoint, please come up.
なんかユートの問題ね、ちゃんとプロジェクトで出てくるようになって。
Where I work in software.
Okay. Yeah, it's not detecting the, it's plugged in, but it's not.
Anyhow.
Yeah, you guys usually have it.
Yeah, so,
And that's from
昔はダウンタウン
it's
ストッ
turned
プ
on, it
で
keeps
やりま
turning
した。
itself,
何年かは
because
覚えて
it's
ない
not,
け
it's
ど、
not detecting
Oh,
it.
okay.
60年代にその方面が高速道路になったんだからこちらに引っ越しました。でもそれ組み合わせは多分そう第二次世界大戦の後からずっとやってるそうです。 まだ頑張って頑張って。
How about unplug, plug back in?
先に話したのが私の今教えるスペイン語の生徒でお父さんに私の先生が医者さんだったんですよ。ちゃんとなんだ骨の専門してますから、私の先生がダメだってもらって。
So meet them all.
そして私立つときにちょっと痛くなるから。
I know how to is.
歩くは OK。
It's auto detecting.
Now,
スタート
そうそういつもちょっとうろうろ立ちながらそれで OK。 元気です。今日はすごい火曜日ちゃんとクラスを教えなきゃいけない他の先生方に他の弁護士さんにそして今日準備をしてちゃんとその勉強するものを今書いてるところだから一生懸命頑張ってます。はい、言っときます。楽しかったそうです。皆さん会えて病気まで。何をやってる？ What do you guys play? Yeah, sounds like fun.
同じだね。どこ行っても日本の子供もこっちの子供も。
なんか首が狂っちゃうかな。
そうそうそう。
ごい、まあすごいと言えないけど、掴んできてるだんだん多くなってます。本当の安全の話があるから、皆さんはそういう気持ちが欲しいなそうです。
There is no sound to it, so if they test it, it's not going to be loud.
We're still trying to work out the technical issues.
I can do that anytime.
They're trying to work on the display settings to see if that's. Like, restart my whole laptop? Oh, okay. We're gonna try that here.
I know.
Yeah, let me see if I should I just restart my whole laptop?
I was gonna say, do
Yeah.
you
I'm pulling up the screen now. If you could see things, things if, you know,
Okay.
without having the screen down.
Probably right.
If it's other than that.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Candy Hayashi, and Minami Suzuki is our co-teacher. And so we would like to welcome you to today's service. We apologize for the delay. We will begin our service with meditation, followed by Nembutsu. So please join me in placing your hands together in Gassho. Namami Butsu. Namami Butsu. Namami Butsu. We'd like to welcome some very special guests today. Our friends from Shizuoka, and they are our Sister City program. So they're here on the front row. Please make some time to say hello. So first we will have our Gatha in Lumbini's garden. We're going to practice for Nirvana Day. So this is found in the White Service book on page 177. And we'll follow with the recitation of the three treasures and Nembutsu on page 2. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in the spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear this excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please join us in chanting of the Senju 94 pages on 94 of the service book. During the Sanja chanting, we will have Hochoku, an incense offering by default. Students can turn adult Fred for collab.
Ga go chou se ga hi shimu jodo shi gan fu manzok sei fujo shogak ga o muryoko hui dai sesshu fusai shopping sei fujo shogak ga shi jobutsu do myosho chojippo kugyo misho mo sei fujo shogak ryokujin shonen joe shibongyo shigumu jodo issho tennin shi jinriki endaiko fusho musaido shoujo sankumyo kosai shuyaku nan kai chiegen meshi komo an heisok shoakudo tsudatsu den shumon kosojo manzok iyorojippo nigasu shujuki tenko buken ishu kaihozo koseku dokuho jodai shuchu seppo shishiku kuyo issai butsu gusoku shutoku hon negai yujuman tokui sangai yo nyobutsu mugechi tsudatsu mifusho gangaku eri toshi sai sojodon shiganya daisen okando kogu shoten nin Namandambu 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 Ganishikudoku Byodo-sei-sai Donbodai-shin Ojo Alako.
Okay, we have a treat today, but due to technical difficulties, we're asking for some modifications. So if everybody could come closer and towards the middle. So come closer and towards the middle, all squished together, and we could hold up a laptop, and you can see the PowerPoint maybe, okay? So we have a Dharma reflection prepared by Casey Ogata, and unfortunately, we're going to have to do it this way. So there's a lot of room. So are we going to, so do we have a laptop I can hold in the middle? Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to do that. Yeah. It's hers? Oh, but she's going to use it.
Come on, kids.
I'm going to borrow little screen. Okay. So you just hold it and you're going to
I guess, well, I'm gonna have to push the buttons. All right. I guess we're gonna, kids, you can stay over there, or you can come with me, I guess. Good morning, everyone.
Here, hold on. Wait, because you won't be able to be heard on the screen.
Oh, okay. I'll just hold it here. Oh, okay. All right. So due to technical difficulties, bear with me in mind. I'll display something here, so bear with us in mind. So my name is Casey Ogata-Tran, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm doing today's Kanwa Dharma Reflection Talk. So the topic list or agenda today is just a few topics. I'll first go over a little bit about my background. Second, we're going to go over the story of Urashima Taro, for those of you who know that children's story. And then I'm going to discuss some lessons, some Buddhist lessons from the story. Oh, please don't get the microphone there. Okay. Hey. All right. So I just want to give a little bit about my background. My full name is Casey Etsuko Ogata-Tran. I was born Casey Etsuko Ogata. Yes, my initials were CO, so kids, that's Chief Executive Officer, which is the highest job one of the highest jobs you can have in a company. So basically, my parents had very high expectations and aspirations for me. But then when I got married, I added a little T for Tran, so now I'm CEO T. I have a husband named Tien, and my son over there is Ken. He's 7. And then Zelda, you saw over there, is 2. And this photo is, we just went to Vietnam on a trip. So that's just a little family photo of us. Yeah, exactly. I'm technically Yonsei, or 4th generation Japanese American, because my great-grandfathers came here, but I actually more identify as Sansei, 3rd generation, because my grandfathers weren't raised here. They were born here, but then shipped to Japan. So they basically grew up in Japan and then came here to the United States after World War II to find better jobs and a better life. So I grew up having Japanese-speaking grandparents. So I feel that my identity is more with the Sansei, the 3rd generation experience. I grew up at Lodi's Temple, and so I was at Lodi's Temple over there from the ages of 5 to 18. I was going every Sunday, very regular, but as many of you know, once you get to college and you're in your 20s, life takes you in a different direction, and you don't always become a regular attendee of service. I would come back for Obon, Hanamatsuri, but I was not regularly attending. That's why for all you college students, I definitely praise you for coming more regularly, and I think that's great. But now I've got a young family of my own, and I decided that to come back more regularly to the Sangha to participate more and show them what it means to be a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist. Okay, just this way. Yep, all right. So many of you, and maybe some of you don't know the story of Urashima Taro, so we're going to go over this children's story and see what kind of lessons we can learn from it. I was taught the story when I was younger. All right, if you see the screen, so the story goes, long, long ago, in a faraway village by the sea, a young fisherman named Urashima Taro lived a modest life with his old mother. Well, the sea was rough day after day, and Urashima Taro was unable to fish. One morning, he went down to the shore and watched the choppy sea. He suddenly noticed 3 boys close to him, teasing and hitting a turtle with heavy sticks. "How dare you hurt a creature like that?" shouted Urashima Taro, and he chasing the boys away. The next day, Urashima Taro went to the shore again and saw the turtle's head poking out from the waves. "I owe you my life," said the grateful turtle as he came out of the sea to meet Urashima Taro. "As a token of my thanks, I would like to take you to the Dragon Palace." Urashima Taro, oops, that's okay. Yeah. Urashima Taro thought this was a splendid idea, but felt that he could not leave his old mother alone at home. "We won't be long," assured the turtle. So Urashima Taro accepted the invitation and climbed onto the turtle's back. The turtle dived deep into incest. Accompanied by her ladies-in-waiting and a host of fish, Urashima Taro into the palace, where an exquisite banquet was spread out for him. While dining endlessly on delicacies and drinking fine wine, he was entertained with gorgeous music and dancing beauties, and Urashima Taro was spellbound. Before he knew it, 3 whole years had passed. Finally coming out of his spell, Urashima Taro said he wanted to return home. As a farewell gift, the sea princess handed him a 3-tiered tamate bako, a jewel hand box, saying, "If you find yourself in trouble or at a loss, please open it up," with the box tightly secured under his. Urashima Taro once more climbed onto the turtle's back and set off for home. Back in his village, Taro was puzzled to see that the rivers and mountains had changed their shapes beyond recognition and that many trees had withered. Approaching an old farmer, Taro asked him, "Do you happen to know where to find the house of Urashima, a fisherman who used to live here?" The old man replied, "When my grandfather was a young man, someone by that name was said to have traveled to the Dragon Palace. He was never heard of again." Taro felt lost and lonely. His mother had died, and all that was left of his house was overgrown patch of garden. Go ahead. Not knowing what to do, Urashima Taro remembered the words of the sea princess as she handed him the precious handbox. He opened up the top drawer and found a crane's feather. Then he opened the middle drawer. All at once, white smoke poured out and enveloped him. In the space of a few seconds, Urashima Taro became a silver-haired, hunched-over old man. Looking at himself in the mirror that he found in the bottom drawer, Taro was dumbfounded to see how he had aged. While he wondered how this was possible, a wind swept up the crane's feather and blew it onto Taro's back. In a flash, Urashima Taro was transformed into a crane, and he flew high in the skies. The turtle was actually none other than the sea princess herself, gazed quietly at Taro from the sea below. All right, the end. All right. Yeah, so that's a story that I grew up with when I was a kid. So there's a few lessons. There's actually a lot of material, but we could spend a whole hour. So we're only going to talk about a few lessons that I saw as well as what Reverend Candace saw from the story. One lesson we can gauge from this children's fairy tale is that the idea of impermanence, and we talk about this all the time, right? That life is constantly changing. And that can be seen with Urashima Taro's life. It changed significantly throughout the story. Therefore, one incident just changed his whole life forever. So with that idea of impermanence, we really need to consider that with life constantly changing, we need to appreciate the present because you never know if the future can change, just like with Urashima Taro. Second, we have a saying called the attitude of gratitude, right? I know we've been hearing that a lot, and the story definitely reflects that we need to be grateful and have an attitude of gratitude. Because in the story, as a reminder, we need to appreciate and be grateful for what we have in the present because unforeseen events can really change your life. And I think we can all relate to this. And in the story, Urashima Taro, I don't think he knew that he was going to get whisked away to a dragon palace, spend 3 years there, and then basically never see his loved ones again. So we really need to appreciate what we've got now and be grateful. And then Reverend Candace actually pointed out that there's definitely a link to the golden chain that we talk about as well. There's a saying that says, I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. And that's what Urashima Taro did. He saw that the turtle was in danger and couldn't protect themselves. And so he stepped up to protect the creature because he knew that he could protect other things that were weaker than himself. All right, so those were some lessons we observed from the story. Were there any other lessons that anyone else picked up? If not, we can keep going, but just wanted to give a forum to anybody who had any thoughts, anything else they saw from the story? Yes, Ken? Well, maybe not the case always, but we would hope, right? If you do a good thing, you get rewarded. We would hope, right? And in that story, that's right. He did a great thing. He rescued the turtle, and then he got a big banquet, right? So he was rewarded in the story. Anything else? He was. Yeah, definitely good to be flexible in life, right? If not, that's the end of my talk. Thank you so much, and we'll keep going with the rest of the service. And apologies for the technical delays, but thank you so much for lifting up the laptop.
Okay, I wasn't quite prepared for that. All righty. So next we'll sing our second kata, listen to his voice. We're going to do verses 1 through 3. And this is on this in the service book on page 178. Oh, of course, it's followed by something. We will recite our pledge, and that will be on the inside back cover of the service book. Okay?
Our pledge. Breaking my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Vedams, Vedams, Namo Vedams, Namo Vedams. All right, we will now have announcements. All right. Beginners pickleball at 11 a.m. after service today. Japanese Treasures and Boutique sale Saturday, March 29th from 10 to 2. Donations are requested. Yaba Chili over Rice fundraiser on February 2nd, 10 to 2:30. $10 donation is requested. Limited tickets are available. Cans, plastic bottles are now being collected by YBA. Please leave your recyclables in the white barrels by the mini chapel. And are there other announcements? Okay, coffees are in the reception room today? By the gym.
Announcing about 72nd Interfaith Tea, Thursday, February 20th, 2025, at 1 o'clock p.m., hosted by Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, 800 Brookside Road, Stockton, California, 95207. So mark your calendar on February 20th, Thursday. Thank you.
After the service, students should go to their classes. Everybody else is invited to go into the social hall of the gym for the coffee hour or friendship hour. Next Sunday is our regular Dharma School service at 10. At 10:30 is the Shotsuki service, and followed by Stockton Buddhist Women's Association meeting. 2 Sundays from now, after service and after the coffee hour, we will have a taiko for the students and any other interested adults. Thank you.
We have dismissal to class. Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you. Those students who did not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the hall. And this will conclude today's service. Thank you.
I read the instructions. There's actually instructions on how to use it. It will auto detect either an analog or digital signal. That makes me think that your computer not paying attention because even though it detected it, it changed it. Now, I don't know how new your computer is. Like a couple years. That system was set up 10 years ago. Back then, you had to do a team combination or it can so they gave us something like that. Yeah. So, well, if I do another one, hopefully I'll figure it out before. But that's the only thing I can think of that wasn't detecting, well, it detects the system, but it may not detect it as a projector. It looked at it as another display. That's unfortunate. Well, thank you for really trying. I appreciate it. I think that's the problem. That's the problem? Okay. Well, hopefully I will try to figure it out. It's not the first time we've had problems with this system. Yeah. All right. Well, sorry about that, but thank you. Thank you for trying. I appreciate it. Well, we tried. No, you did really good, though. Thank you. I thought it was good.